guys, back at the ranch. It's a beautiful spring morning. This is March the 28th today, my daughter's birthday, my oldest daughter's birthday, and it's a beautiful day. The ground is softening up slowly, the top 4 or 5 inches anyway, and today I want to share a little bit about our log splitting operation here. Now, we do not sell logs. This is not a commercial operation. This is just for Dan and myself. You've already seen our beautiful fireplace in the house with which we heat the entire house. We're going to talk some more about that, about how we have our fireplace in the basement hooked up to the central heating, so it heats the entire house. I'll show you that maybe a little later. But today, just to quickly explain, now we've been doing this for a long time, over 20 years. And it used to be we would do the usual thing. We'd go out in the woods and cut down a tree and chop it up and split it and bring it in and stack it and pile it. And in the wintertime, we'd move that stack to someplace close. A lot of work. At my age, and at this point, after lots of years of trying this, we have figured out, for us anyway, what is the best system. And maybe in this explanation of what I show you, maybe there'd be one little tip in there that might help you a little bit. So here's what we do now. We go out into the woods. We have a lot of bush here. And we do this fairly early. You have to do that in January, February, or March when the ground is frozen. Hopefully not the snow deep. Although we use the snowmobile sometimes too. We have a large sleigh for the back of the snowmobile. So the point is, we go out in the woods, we cut down trees, the ones that we want to use. And then while we're out there, we cut those trees into either 4-foot or 8-foot lengths, one or the other. The 4-foot lengths are easier to haul back, but it takes more trips. So if we can haul back 8-foot, a little bit harder. Certainly in the snow it's a bit harder. Although I have a solution for that, which I'll also share with you. It's a pretty neat idea, I think. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll share it with you anyway, and maybe you have some tips on how to make it better. But anyway, so we haul the wood back here to the house. A lot of people still cut into 16-inch lengths, the logs, and split them in the woods. But now instead of having one log haul back, you got a whole bucket load of small pieces, and we just find it easier to haul the logs back here. And we stack the logs up right here. So you can see here, we have here a stack of logs. And they're all different ones. There's a lot of maple, and a lot of, we use birch as well, and poplar. Not necessarily the most, the best firewood, but it burns really, really well. And if it's good and dry, it burns just as well as maple. Maybe it doesn't last as long, but it's good wood. So we cut them up, and we cut them into 4-foot lengths. 4 foot. I made this staff up quite some time ago. It reminds me of my Boy Scout staff. It's 4 feet long, exactly, okay? And then you see I have a mark here at 16 inches and a mark at 16 inches. And then just for fun, just to remind me of my Scout staff, I actually put 6 1-inch marks in the end. There's no use for that. So anyway, and I have a 1-foot mark too. But anyway, 4 feet long, 16, 16. All right? So these logs here, you see, are all 4 feet long, which is the perfect length. Out of that, we cut these into 3 16s, split them, and they're ready to burn. Now, we've already split an awful big pile. This pile used to go right over to here. It was a big pile. We've already split an awful lot. This is what we have left. And it's simple. Now, sometimes we still haul back 8-foot lengths. We haul them behind the tractor, chain them, and haul them. It's easy on the snow and the ice. As it gets muddier, it gets harder and harder, but I decided to have a new device. If we haul an 8-foot length back, we stop right here, cut it in half, and then we lift those 8, either move or lift with the tractor if we need to, the 2 4-foot pieces onto this pile. So our pile of wood to be cut and split is 4 feet long. Okay, step 2. All right, Kevin, I'm going to move over to the splitter here. So over to the, not the splitter, but the cutter. So I built this. And this is a sawhorse. Nothing special, right? Well, it is a sawhorse, nothing special, but it's very well made. It's made of 2x6 pressure-treated wood, and it's legged together with leg screws, not just nails, so because it gets banged a lot, and nails will eventually come out. The most important thing for us anyway was that the distance between the uprights is 32 inches. So we take a 4-foot length, one of these 4-foot logs, and set it on the sawhorse, flush with this end. We have 16 inches hanging out. And there's 32 inches left, which I cut in the middle. So now I end up with 3 16-inch lengths. I'm going to show you how to do that. Give me 1 second to get my helmet on and get the chainsaw started, and we'll just do that. It takes 1 minute, and you can watch what happens here. You'll notice, by the way, I'm wearing my chainsaw pants, and I wear my chainsaw helmet. Now, the pants I always wear. That's pure self-preservation, and from experience. I didn't wear my pants one day when I was chainsawing, and I got hurt pretty badly. Yeah, my wife threw a big stick at me. It bounced off my head. I always wear my chainsaw pants now so I don't get hurt. But anyway, they're an excellent idea. If by some chance you catch your leg, and I have done that more than once, it's not going to cause real damage. The helmet I love. I actually like this. I don't like helmets generally speaking, but I love this helmet, mainly because of the earmuffs. When you snap the earmuffs on, you can't hear anything. It's fantastic. You can chainsaw all day long. You can't hear anything. You can't hear the birds, which is too bad. You can't hear the chainsaw, which is okay. I can't hear my wife, which is real good, and so on. That's nice. It's really, you can chainsaw much longer. You don't get the fatigue. Plus, the screen down in front of your face, you don't get little chips. Almost invariably, every time I'm out here for an hour or so cutting, a chip of wood eventually will fly up into my eye. And so I could wear eye protectors, you know, goggles of some sort, but this is fantastic. So I'm going to get this on, get the chainsaw running, and we're going to cut this nice and simple. You see how easy it is, okay? Be right back. Okay, that was quick and easy. Now we're going to go over to the splitter. We'll show you the third step. So far it's easy. Log, cut, split. This is our splitter. Whoop-de-doo. Well, you know what? Our splitter's actually kind of neat. We love this splitter. Boy, oh boy. And I'll tell you why. You know, if you go into almost any place, Harbor Freight or Home Depot, you got lots of places you can buy splitters, log splitters. And they range from a 5-ton up to 20 or even more ton. That's the amount of pressure that supposedly they place on the log. The more pressure, or the higher tonnage, if you like, the easier it is to split, particularly hard logs. If it's hardwood, and particularly if you have a knot in it, I'll show you that in a second. So you want the strongest one you can manage. It depends a little bit on how much wood you're going to cut. But if you have a good splitter, and it's easy to split, you're going to cut and split more wood, which saves you money. It's for your fireplace. So don't scrimp. Get the best one you can. So why do we like this particular splitter? It doesn't matter about the brand. It's the style. This splitter does not have a motor on it. Now when you go into your Home Depot or Harbor Freight or wherever, your farm store, wherever it is you go, you'll see splitters. Some splitters are mounted on a nice little trailer with 2 nice little wheels and so on, and you haul them around. And when you get to where you want to split, you go to the motor, and you choke it, boom, you start the motors over here, and boom, 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 and that runs a hydraulic pump, and then you push your lever and it splits the wood. Wonderful. But you pay for all of that. You're paying for those wheels, and you're definitely paying for the motor, Briggs & Stratton 5-horse motor, you know, that's $500 or $600. And then you have the hydraulic pump and the hydraulic reservoir. You have to pay for all that stuff. Now, if you do not have a tractor, then you have little choice. That's where you'll have to buy. A split like that would be at least $1,000, and more likely for any decent brand name, anything decent, it'll be $1,200, $1,500 or more. So let's say $1,500. This splitter costs us $800. Brand spanking new, and it's a heavy, very heavy duty, 35 ton. $800, half price. Why is it half price? Even though it's extremely strong, very good. Well, it's half price because it has no motor. It has no hydraulic pump. Any of that stuff. It's just a splitter, it just sits there. It has a lever and a couple of hoses. That's why it's so cheap. Where do I get the hydraulic pressure? It's very simple. You see these lines? They run to the back of my tractor. All tractors have hydraulic takeoffs. You just take those 2 lines, stick them into your hydraulic outlets on your inlet outlets on your tractor, start the tractor, and great. You got a tractor anyway with a motor and hydraulic pump. Why not use it? And look at the money you save on this. You can afford to get a really, really strong one like this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, by the way, just a small thing just to finish up. This particular splitter, you may notice right here, I don't know if you can see it right here and right here, this actually will mount on the tractor. This is a standard 3-point hitch. So what you could do, if you're going out into the bush to cut trees, cut logs, and split them right out there, you can put this on the back of your tractor. No wheels or anything, it just goes in the back of the 3-point hitch, you pick it up and off you go. That's an option. We don't do that, but it certainly is an option you can use. Okay, so here we go. We have a log, pretty standard log, straightforward, a little bit too big for the fireplace. So we're going to split it. I'm going to show you how to split that. And then I'm going to take this log down here, because this log is a little harder to split. Why is it harder? Well, because it has 2 big knots in it. This would be a hard log to split. Sure, if you're big and strong and you've got a good axe, you can split it in 2 or 3 strokes. On this splitter, nothing. Okay, I'll split these 2 logs and you'll see the difference. And of course, my dear wife, you know, the one that throws sticks at me when I don't wear my chaps, she's she'll show you the last step of the operation. As we split it, we put it right into the wagon and take it right to the woodshed. So we don't pile it, pick it up, take it to the woodshed again. We want to move as little as possible. Anyway, here we go. Okay, Di, if you would start the tractor up. This is very simple. It has a big sharp edge on the end. While she's starting the tractor, I'll show you this. Just a sec. I'll show you this as a single sharp edge for logs of this size. If you have a larger log, look at what you can get. Yes, it goes right over that. And it's a bigger log, say something around 8-10 inches, and it's a 4-way splitter. You get 4 sticks coming out. It lifts off when you don't need it. We use that quite a bit too. Okay, Di, let's see if this is going to work. You see me swinging my axe? Not a hope. Simple, easy, safe. And this was a tough piece of wood. It's fresh, it's wet. We just cut it 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Got a big limb on, knot on one side and everything else. Split, done, ready to go. Now, sometimes we get big logs. Sometimes we cut down very, very large trees that are ready to be cut down. Harvested is a word that tree people use. Farmers just say cut down. They need to come out because they're bad or whatever. Sometimes we get great big logs. How do we do that? Even the 4-way splitter won't split those. We're going to show you. I'm going to take another 2 minutes and show you this, and that's it. Hold it. Not quite.
Not gonna come up any easier.
Oh. Okay. Can you imagine doing that with an axe? Now you'd be here all day and you'd be a dead man when you got finished. Some of these are ready, some of these big slabs like this, and this is fresh wood. This is hard maple. And it's fresh, so you can imagine what this splitter will do. You can't do that with a little splitter. I've seen them for 5 tons with I've seen electric splitters with a little electric motor. No, not going to work. But anyway, that's what we do. And maybe there's something in there. We mounted our splitters solid on 2 big logs. So we cut them 4 or 8, cut them into 4s. Then cut them into 16-inch, stack them up and split them right straight to the woodshed. Just that easy. Whew. And you can see the most important thing that we have here in this whole operation is a good, strong wife. See you soon, guys. Alec, Peirce at the ranch. Hope that helped. Bye-bye.